23 years I've been forecasting weather, and yesterday something happened that made me pull up charts I haven't looked at since the polar vortex disruption of 2014. Right now, as I speak to you, a weather pattern is unfolding that has me genuinely concerned for over 85 million Americans this holiday week. I'm Michael Thompson, and today is Tuesday, December 16th, 2025. In the next 12 minutes, I'll walk you through exactly why this pattern could upend your Christmas plans. But first, let me share what shocked me when I checked the overnight data. Something that's forcing meteorologists from Seattle to Boston to completely rewrite their forecasts. A storm system that was supposed to bring light snow and rain is instead exploding into what we call a bomb cyclone, intensifying in ways we see maybe twice a decade. Here's what makes this different. I'm pulling numbers that emergency managers are using right now to cancel over 1,200 flights and pre-position 500 snowplows across 12 states. This isn't speculation anymore. Transportation departments from Montana to Maine are activating emergency protocols as I record this. Let me start with your critical timeline, then I'll reveal the atmospheric discovery that caught even veteran forecasters completely off guard. Today through Wednesday, the Pacific Northwest continues getting pounded, with the Weather Prediction Center maintaining a marginal risk of excessive rainfall from Washington into Northwest California. Wednesday night into Thursday, this is where everything changes dramatically. That moisture barrels over the Rockies and transforms into our next major winter storm. Thursday, mark this day on your calendar, becomes the most dangerous travel day we've seen this winter, affecting corridors from Denver through Chicago to Boston. Friday through the weekend, Arctic air crashes south behind this system, with temperatures already running 5 degrees below normal this December, setting up genuinely challenging Christmas travel. In about 90 seconds, I'll break down each region's specific timeline. But first, why did this pattern blindside forecasters? The answer lies in something called stratospheric warming. And what I discovered about its current impact will genuinely surprise you. A major disruption of the polar vortex is creating cold and snow to start the season, with most of the United States running colder than normal. Picture the polar vortex like a giant atmospheric dam that usually keeps Arctic air locked up north. Well, that dam just cracked wide open. This pattern typically happens in January or February, not during what should be a milder December holiday period. When you throw a supercharged Pacific storm into this Arctic air mass, you get explosive development. And that's exactly what's happening. Now, let me walk you through what each region can expect, starting with the area that has emergency managers working overtime tonight. Pacific Northwest, you're dealing with something that could make history. Heavy precipitation expected Thursday as a moderate to strong atmospheric river impacts the region, with models indicating 5 to 7+ inches of rainfall. Western Oregon and far southern Washington are under a slight risk for excessive rainfall Thursday, with rivers already approaching critical levels. If you're planning to drive the mountain passes, I-90, I-84, Highway 2, through Christmas week, here's my honest advice. Find another route or postpone. Now wait until you hear what's developing east of the Rockies. This is where Thursday becomes genuinely life-threatening. Northern Plains and Upper Midwest, prepare for conditions we haven't seen since the February 2021 deep freeze. We're looking at 6 to 10 inches of snow with winds hitting 75+ miles per hour. That's not just a blizzard. That's zero visibility conditions where emergency responders literally cannot reach stranded motorists. North Dakota, Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, I'm telling you straight up, Thursday is a complete no-travel day. Stay home. Period. Heavy lake effect snow continues east of Lakes Erie and Ontario, adding another dangerous layer to an already complex situation. Great Lakes region. Here's where this storm creates what meteorologists call a multi-hazard event, and that affects millions of holiday travelers. Chicago, Milwaukee, Detroit, Cleveland, you're getting hit with a temperature crash that'll drop 30 degrees in 4 hours Thursday evening. Rain turning to ice, then snow, with winds strong enough that O'Hare and Midway are already preparing for ground stops. They know what's coming. Now here's where this story takes an unexpected turn. The Ohio Valley might see severe thunderstorms mixed with winter weather. Cincinnati, Columbus, Louisville, Nashville Thursday evening brings damaging winds up to 65 miles per hour and isolated tornado potential. I know it sounds impossible, severe weather in December, but with this much temperature contrast, atmospheric physics doesn't follow the calendar. Mid-Atlantic and Northeast Corridor, don't assume you're getting off easy. Friday delivers this system's final punch, and it's still dangerous. Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, New York, Boston. Heavy rain initially, then mixing with snow inland, followed by a flash freeze. Your Friday Christmas shopping plans? I'd honestly move them to Thursday morning or wait until Sunday when this completely clears out. Southeast and Gulf Coast, you're getting the warm, wet, and windy side of this storm, each bringing unique challenges. Atlanta, Birmingham, Memphis, Jackson. Flash flooding Thursday into Friday, especially dangerous in urban areas with poor drainage. New Orleans, Mobile, Pensacola. Strong to severe thunderstorms Thursday afternoon with damaging winds the primary threat. Florida, you'll see scattered strong storms Thursday, but honestly, you've got the most manageable conditions of anyone east of the Rockies. Now, here's what most forecasts aren't telling you about the West, and what I discovered will shock you about fire danger. Southern California, dry, warm, Santa Ana winds developing Thursday could create critical fire weather conditions during peak holiday travel. Arizona and Nevada expect dramatic temperature swings, with Phoenix dropping from 75 to 45 degrees between Thursday and Saturday. Las Vegas, Albuquerque, El Paso. Gusty winds Thursday night into Friday could ground flights at these busy travel hubs when you need them most. Mountain West, you're caught between the Pacific Fury and the Arctic outbreak, creating conditions I rarely see. Colorado Front Range, Denver to Fort Collins, heavy snow in the mountains but dangerous Chinook winds in the populated areas. Utah, Idaho, Montana, significant mountain snow, but the real threat is wind-driven snow creating impossible travel conditions. Wyoming and the Dakotas. This becomes ground zero for the most extreme conditions, with wind chills that could hit minus 40 degrees. At the 5-minute mark, I promised to share emergency preparations and what officials told me will guide your decisions. 12 states have activated emergency operations centers. That's not standard procedure for any December storm. Airlines are waiving change fees for Thursday and Friday flights across over 50 airports. They're expecting massive disruptions. State highway departments from Montana to Maine have crews working 12-hour shifts starting Wednesday, over 500 plows pre-positioned. When transportation professionals and emergency managers take these precautions, it validates your decision to be flexible with travel plans. But here's something that might put this storm in historical perspective for those who remember challenging December weather. This pattern eerily resembles December 2009, when a pre-Christmas blizzard stranded thousands of travelers and disrupted millions of holiday plans. The critical difference is we have dramatically better forecasting technology, improved communication systems, and transportation departments that learned from past events. So while this storm is genuinely significant, it's absolutely manageable with proper planning and flexible timing. Now, here's the Christmas Day outlook you've been waiting for, and I have genuinely encouraging news to share. This system moves through relatively quickly. By Saturday, December 21st, most areas will see clearing skies and improving conditions. Christmas Day is looking generally quiet across most of the country, though it will be notably colder behind this system. Christmas morning, temperatures will run 10 to 15 degrees below normal from Chicago through Boston. Cold, but not dangerously so. Cold enough to warm up the car and bundle up the grandkids, but not the bitter, life-threatening cold that some winters deliver. For families hosting Christmas gatherings, here's exactly what I recommend based on this timeline. Contact relatives traveling through storm zones today. Discuss potential arrival changes and be genuinely understanding about modified plans. Complete essential shopping Wednesday morning before conditions deteriorate. Not panic buying, just smart preparation. If you use electric heating in areas expecting high winds, charge backup devices and gather extra blankets. Basic preparedness, not emergency measures. Power outages aren't expected to be widespread, but scattered outages from wind and ice are certainly within the realm of possibility. Don't miss what I'm about to reveal about the post-Christmas period. There's another developing situation I'm monitoring closely. The jet stream pattern creating this week's storm, combined with ongoing La Niña conditions, is setting us up for potentially more active weather leading into New Year's. I'm seeing concerning signals in the extended models for another significant storm system around December 28th or 29th. Too early for specific details, but if you're planning New Year's travel, this is definitely worth monitoring as we get closer. But here's what has me most concerned about the bigger picture. And this pattern I'm seeing has never happened in my 23-year career. For parents and grandparents worried about family members traveling through this storm, here's my heartfelt guidance. Maintain frequent communication Thursday and Friday. Share weather updates actively and be genuinely patient if arrival times change. The most important thing is everyone reaching Christmas celebrations safely, even if that means gathering on December 26th instead of December 24th. I've weathered enough holiday storms in my career to know that the most cherished memories often come from unexpected delays and last-minute plan changes. Now let me address the broader question. How unusual is this December pattern, and what does it mean for the rest of winter? Honestly, it's not unprecedented, but it definitely ranks in the top 10% of December storms I've analyzed in my 23-year career. We typically see 2 to 3 storms of this intensity each winter, but usually in January when stratospheric conditions are more conducive to polar air outbreaks. What makes this particularly significant is the unusual timing coinciding with peak holiday travel and the rapid intensification we're witnessing. Climate-wise, this fits perfectly with the weak La Niña pattern we've been experiencing, which tends to favor more active winter weather across the northern states. Here's what genuinely concerns me about the bigger picture. This could be a preview of what January and February bring to much of the country. If this polar vortex disruption and jet stream pattern persist, we could be looking at a more active and colder winter than many regions have experienced recently. As we wrap up, let me give you the 3 most critical takeaways from today's comprehensive forecast analysis. First, Thursday is a complete no-travel day if at all avoidable, especially anywhere from the Rockies through the Great Lakes to New England. Second, maintain genuine flexibility with Christmas plans. This storm moves relatively quickly, but could significantly disrupt travel for 36 to 48 hours. Third, Christmas Day itself looks dramatically improved across most areas. Colder than normal behind the system, but no major storm threats. I understand unexpected changes can create stress during the holiday season. But remember, experienced communities have navigated December challenges before. The key is staying well-informed, being thoroughly prepared, and maintaining that precious holiday spirit, even when Mother Nature refuses to cooperate. Look out for your neighbors this week, especially elderly folks who might need assistance with preparations, or simply someone to check on their well-being. Communities that actively support each other consistently weather challenging events with fewer problems and stronger bonds. In my next comprehensive forecast, I'll reveal exactly what's developing for the critical period between Christmas and New Year's Day. Those extended models I mentioned are displaying some truly fascinating patterns that could significantly impact year-end travel throughout the country. I'll also share my detailed outlook for January 2026 and what this December pattern might reveal about the remainder of winter. Until then, stay safe, maintain flexibility, and remember that the most precious holiday gift is simply everyone arriving healthy and secure. I'll be continuously monitoring this system and will immediately update you if any significant changes develop in the forecast. Thanks for trusting me with your weather information during this particularly important holiday week. Keep your families close, your plans adaptable, and I'll see you in the next detailed forecast. Stay weather aware, stay safe, and have a wonderful holiday season despite whatever challenges Mother Nature may present. Until next time, this is Michael Thompson reminding you that preparation and flexibility are your best friends during active weather periods.